Hi. Joining me for this edition of Eye on the Arts is Laura Cutler, the new Director of Exhibitions at South Shore Arts, where I work and where you work now for the last 3 months.
Yes.
So welcome to Eye on the Arts, Laura.
Thank you.
I know you've been here before as in your own capacity as an artist and exhibiting at your gallery in LaPorte.
Yes, I have. It was 2009.
Okay.
It was an Indiana Arts Commission grant that I had received. Yeah.
And you have owned and operated Thaddeus C. Gallery in LaPorte for 10 years.
Yes, with my husband, Thaddeus.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So now you're branching out to conquering new worlds.
Yes, and loving it. Learning a lot, too. The new show coming up, William Dawson. Mm-hmm. Outsider, self-taught, American folk artist, a whole genre I'm not that familiar with, and it's been really wonderful.
Yeah, we first did an outsider art show back in 1994, so 20 years ago. Okay. And it was primarily from a collection of a family, the Tom family, and they had amassed a lot of that kind of work. And as you saw, as when we were picking up work from collectors for this show, people amass a lot of work.
They do, they do. The show actually from the Montgomery Museum of Fine Arts was organized down there in Montgomery, Alabama, and it traveled up to us, but for South Shore Arts, we are adding in collections from Chicago collectors too,
which is where a lot of the Dawson was originally collected, because he was from Chicago, from Alabama as a boy, but lived his whole adult life in Chicago. He was the first black teamster I know in Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah, working at the produce market, at the South Water Street produce market. And then when he retired, it wasn't until he retired that he got interested in art making.
Right. Yeah, and I had heard that it was early 80s that he was in the traveling exhibition that made him more internationally known. It was a black folk art exhibition, right? In 82?
Black folk art in America, and it was organized by the Corcoran Gallery, and it traveled. And there's this very sweet story about how, some of the artists were deceased at the time of the show, but their work was included. But he was one of the few who were alive, and he famously took Nancy Reagan's, offered her his arm when she came into the exhibit to tour, like a little private preview.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so he had in his apartment a photograph of himself with Nancy Reagan.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah. Oh. So this is carvings and paintings.
Yes, primarily carvings and paintings. He's most well known, I think, for the totems. We'll have quite a few totems on display. The show will open actually this Sunday, February 9th, and will run till April 20th. But we will be having a reception, an opening reception March 2nd from 1 to 3. That's a Sunday.
And that'll be fun. Well, thank you for being here to tell us about it. And thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week with another edition of Eye on the Arts.